Hello everybody, and welcome back to Grit and Miss, now on a Tuesday night for a brand new campaign. You may remember me, Mark, your Dungeon Master from World Render on a Thursday night, and you might also recognize a couple of other faces. We'll get to the introductions in a moment, I promise. But for now, I'd just like to say thank you for joining us and checking out our Session 0. That's what tonight's going to be. And we're all very excited to bring a brand new campaign to you all. This is going to be our production of Vecna, Eve of Ruin. I myself am very excited to be playing Vecna. He's one of my favorite villains. And there's also a whole bunch of other exciting NPCs. So it's going to be a fun time. Tonight's going to be our Session 0. So we're going to roll up our stats. We're going to get to know the characters a little, go through all the, little bits and pieces we need to go through before we start a campaign. And then the next session we either record or stream, depending on how the tech's going at the time, will be our actual Session 1. So I would first like to introduce Sven, who is going to be doing our tech. You will also recognize him from, most of the other channels here at Grit and Miss, because he's the guy who started it all. Dungeon Master Extraordinaire and, Master Producer over here. Unfortunately, Sven and Jem have had a few issues go on recently with relocating and things like that. So there have been a few tech issues tonight. Yes, not their fault. And they have been masterfully resolved to the point where we can at least record tonight and get things started. So I think we should kick off and have everyone introduce themselves. We'll get to the characters a little later, but just we'll go around and just give everyone your name, a little bit about you, what what you do, why you like TTRPGs, and what you're looking forward to about this one. So since we've already mentioned Sven, we'll start with you. How about that?
Me? My God.
Yes,
really
you.
Put me on the spot. I'm not used to this kind of attention. I've got to admit, I'm a little offended already, just right off the bat. You said Vecna was your favorite villain. I thought I was, but obviously...
No, you're my favorite Dungeon Master to play villains.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. I was just thinking earlier on before we went... I was going to say live, but... Thanks to the spotty internet at our Airbnb, we're not live, we're recording this. So if you're watching this on a Wednesday night, then, hi, future people. What's going on? What's the future like? We have flying cars yet? As Mark mentioned, I am Sven, and I am I like to say, community manager for Crit and Miss role-playing games. I am the seed from which this grassroots program was sprouted.
It's a hefty crown.
See? That's why I'm the greatest villain that's ever graced this channel.
No need for seed to be mentioned in any context from now on, okay?
Every single episode of this show, I'm going to be mentioning either a bulge or a seed. It's in some kind of context, but... Anyway.
Bulge is okay. Seed's just not good. And I read so many books and that comes up so many times. I'm like, can you come up with another way of talking about that, guys? It's just gross.
No.
So,
maybe it's some kind of books. But anyway.
No, I read all kinds of books. Like, sometimes it's about gardening and I still get grossed out because...
Okay.
I like tabletop RPGs because they let me bring out my various other personalities in a way that seems to be relatively socially acceptable, that people are okay with it for the most part. But I guess that's what the internet for, is to really put out those weirder sides of yourself. So I am excited to be playing, and I appreciate everyone here, especially you, Mark, for running this for us. And that's the only nice thing I'm going to say to or about you for the rest of this show, so don't get used to it.
I'll take it. That's more than he's ever said about me before, so it's a win in my book.
It's recorded too, so...
Yeah, there's evidence.
If we go to court, you can use it.
Yeah, see, you really did like me once. All right, and with that, shall we move along to Jem, since you've already piped up? We'll hear it from you.
Hello, I'm Gemma. I am a bit overwhelmed. Stayed in like 7 different places in 2 weeks, and I'm autistic, so me being on a stream tonight is pretty crazy. I'm someone who has always loved all things imaginative I've loved reading, movies, everything. Playing tabletop role-playing games wasn't very accessible to me throughout a lot of my life. It was a bit of a closed circle. And if you wanted to break into that, it wasn't exactly a inclusive space for a young female presenting person who happened to be blonde at the time and, was pretty condescending. So I've been able to join the community in the last few years. Something I really like. It's lovely to be able to use all the stuff that, really doesn't get used in my day-to-day life, like my knowledge of different dragons and what's a hippogriff and, alchemy and potions and, history as well. So it's a good way for my nerd side to fly. I'm ADHD as all hell, so I'm going to be fidgeting the whole time we're on the stream. But I'm just really excited to join this campaign. I've had the pleasure of being in a campaign with Mark before, but he's never been the game master for me. So I'm wondering how that dynamic's going to be. And being able to annoy Sven as a co-player versus a game master and player is going to be fascinating. And I know for a fact that my character is going to do his character's head in, both above and below the table. I didn't do it on purpose, but I did come up with his character on a 4-hour car ride after my friend's 40th birthday party, sleep deprived. I wasn't really hungover, but very sleep deprived. Came up with this demented character, and the whole time Sam was going, "Oh yeah, my person's gonna love this," and that just the more it went like that, the more I was like, "I'm onto something." So I'm happy to be here. I'm definitely not as experienced as everyone else. If I'm interrupting everyone, please tell me to stop because that's just how I interact. I'm going to try and sit back a bit, and if my camera does go off, it's just because I need a bit less screen time. So
all good, not a problem.
Glad to be here.
Awesome, thanks, Jam. And look, as far as I think a few of us here have ADHD-like tendencies, so there are going to be moments where we're all talking over the top of each other. I mean, we did discuss this. We're going to do our best not to. Look, I'm guilty as well. And look, if it gets to a point where it's just too much, I'll just get the whole table to quiet down and bring the attention back to wherever it's supposed to be in the moment. Hopefully I can manage to do that with grace. I will do my absolute best to do so. If I happen to get snappy, I will apologize now, and also then.
I'm sorry,
so
for a
next
second there I was like, Grace isn't in this campaign. And then I got what you meant. You meant the word as in you're actually supposed to... Yeah, okay,
yes,
gotcha.
yes, I know. I haven't seen Grace in ages. How's she doing? She's playing in Vecna Black as Night with you guys, yeah? She good?
Sure is.
Awesome.
Yeah. It's a good time.
Heck yeah. That's good. Heck yeah. All right, so next let's go with eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Let's go with Rob.
Oh, hello guys, my name's Rob, and I have been on the channel a couple times, just with a few different things. I think played with Sven a few times at Valiant Odyssey, played with Mark on some one-shots here at Crit and Miss, and personally I like D&D because it's just a fun little escape from a very hectic life that I lead. We run 3 businesses, so it's a good time for me to sort of like zone out and get my nerd on for a bit and enjoy some really great company in the form of these lovely people here. So looking forward to the campaign. I'm playing more of a stoic one, so I might not be as highly vocal this campaign, but I can assure you I will be here and I'll be present. So I'm really looking forward to having a good time. So
Nice. All right, thanks, Rob. Next, let's go with Sevs. How about you?
Oh, fuck. I did not expect to get called out that soon. I was like, I'm going to be last. So I can listen to everybody else's conversations and kind of use their conversations to broach mine. So my name's Sevs. I, for some reason, slipped into the forever DM type of thing. I am literally riddled with ADHD, so I have to be kept up with stimulus all the time. It's a hard thing to do. Like D&D, like fantasy books has always been my thing. Like first book I read was Rasslin Magier and Carmen and all the Dragonlance books, and then I kind of went in to D&D from that age, so like 13, 14, like second edition. I played with a bunch of guys all the way through my teens. I come out to Australia and kind of dropped off a little bit. But then then I started commuting back and forth from the Central Coast all the way to Sydney, and then I found podcasting. And so then you found out, and it kind of introduced me back to D&D, and I forgot how much I absolutely fucking love it. And by the way, I haven't got an accent. Everybody else does.
I was about to say, what, you're not naturally born Australian?
No.
Oh,
No.
man. Oh, I did want to mention, or ask you rather, where can people find your podcast if they're looking for it?
On Spotify, I have 2, I think it is at the moment. I have one called Australis, which is a homebrew based in Australia, on Spotify, and I have Seasonal Redacted, which is a Dungeon and Destiny type podcast. So it's a copy of the game, and we're coming up to the end. It's like episode 98, I think it is at the moment.
Oh my God.
And we're gonna start ramping down then.
I seem to struggle getting past episode 6 for the last few years, if I gotta be honest with you. I was happy when Back in Blackest Night got to episode 6. I'm like, yes, we've gotten past the curse, and then it flooded.
Yeah. So it's been running. I think Seasonal Redacted has been running for like 3.5, 4 years now.
Nice.
So it's meanders, man. It's just a meandering mess at the moment.
I think just before we lost our other producer and our American player due to life hecticness, we figured out that from when we started Forces of Nature, so we started running the Call of the Netherdeep campaign, I got scared of the big city and transitioned us into like a pirate free-for-all running around the south of Exandria, and then we teleported into my homebrew world. And we changed parties, but we kept consistently going for like 3 years, I think, and we did at one point hit what would have been, if we hadn't restarted with like episode 1 for the new thing, we would have managed 100 episodes, like with only short breaks. I was super stoked.
Look at that.
But yeah, we've had to have a
running campaign on the channel. So
we did actually say that. Yeah, okay, but that was a bit of fun. It was sad to see it end. It would have been nice to keep going. We had a nice little story going on. So my plan is to bring us back to that world, perhaps even as part of this campaign. We'll see. Maybe when we get to some higher levels, I'll have you pop into there and meet some of those guys. That could be a bit of fun. In the meantime, we have some more people to get through, and we only have limited time. So let's move right along. Kiran, how about we hear from you next, please?
Hi, this is my first time on the channel. My name's Kiran. I'm a lawyer and mediator, but my claim to fame is being a reality TV geek on the Channel 9 show, Beauty of the Geek. I've been playing D&D for about 8 years now. I started in 2017, and I've been DMing for almost as long. I found myself trapped in the forever DM spot, so I'm really excited to play with all of you. It seems like this is going to be a party of DMs, which is quite exciting.
Jem, you'll get there. Give it a couple of weeks, you'll be a forever DM as well, and I'll be ruining your campaigns in the same way.
Hey, let me get on that. Yeah. Heck yeah. Awesome. Well, thanks, Kiran. Yeah, I think I'm getting the feeling that I'm not one of the more experienced players at the table for once, which is kind of nice. Like if you've been going for 8 years, going like I've played 3rd edition in high school, and DM'd a little bit with that, but I didn't start playing seriously again until I joined up with Crit and Miss, and I think we were playing for about a year before I started my own campaign, Sven. So even you've got more DMing experience than me.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm sorry for dragging you back into this mess. By the way, I never really did apologize to you for that one. But can I just say, can we do a vote for our resident rules lawyer, since we have an actual lawyer here? I feel like you take that role.
Yeah. I'll have you know that when I DM, I play very fast and loose with the rules. So,
is it the same thing in the courtroom too?
Try not to do it in the courtroom.
You're approaching benches without permission. My God, it's fast and loose.
Objection, Your Honor.
Sustained. Kiran, you can tell us to shut up if you.
Oh no, I'm enjoying it.
Oh dear. I'll just I started saying it, and then I'm like, nah, I should hold on to that because it'll be really funny later to just slip it out. But now I've said it, so I have to fucking. At some point, you're going to say something, Kiran, and I'm just going to tell you that I hold you in contempt. So just be prepared for that. It's going to happen at some point. Yeah.
Overruled.
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
I hold
Anyway,
this
enough of the
courtroom in
lawyer.
contempt.
enough of this. Let's move on. But actually, no. There's one other thing. We will avoid any potential courtroom scenes in game because I got no idea what's going on. I've been in there once or twice on the other side, or standing next to the lawyer guy. So yeah, no,
It wasn't me.
It literally wasn't. No, legit, it literally wasn't. But that's the story for another time.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, story for another time. I'll tell you off camera. So one last but not least, we had Elric. Or Mr. Geoff,
Hello. I'm probably not as exciting as these guys. I'm just a hospitality dude who happens to play D&D. I've been playing since I was a teenager, starting with second ed, advanced D&D. Particularly Dark Sun. I used to play a half-giant named Flake. And that was a lot of fun. And so I've come back to D&D in the last couple of years after playing other role-playing games as well. Armageddon, Rifts, GURPS, stuff like that. But everyone around me plays D&D, so that's what I'm playing. That's what I'm doing now. And I'm actually looking forward to this one. I've been in Hillman's campaigns for quite some time. Starting with Schreckgespenst, who is everyone's favorite paladin. And going on a long way since then. There's been a few characters since then.
Quite a few. Yeah, I think out of all of the players I've had, I've killed more of Geoff's characters than any of them.
Yeah, that's reckless.
It's not boding well for you, bro.
Look, I'm sorry, but this is a guy who, with said paladin, decides to dive into the hole created by a purple worm while he's like level 10 or something, and chase it down the hole and try and attack it from the rear. Now we all know what's on the it's great. It was
I'm alright with that. Yeah,
brilliant. Like I love that he did it, but then we discussed the if you roll a nat 1 when you're attacking, the enemy gets an attack of opportunity. Yeah, he did that right next to the purple worm's tail stinger, and it was the only thing that could hit it because like it's in a tunnel. Like, it can't turn around and bite him. Then he has to use the tail stinger, and then I don't know how with the con modifier he had, he failed his con save. Took all of that tail stinger damage and just fucking dropped. Yeah,
that's a lot of damage.
Yeah.
Let me find
purple worm poison, man. No joke.
Tail stinger, melee attack plus 14. Piercing damage is it's 2d6 plus 9. Piercing damage is 10d6 plus 10d6 poison damage.
Yeah.
Wow.
And he'd already taken some damage that fight. Like,
wow.
Yeah. Just dead.
Reckless. I've been known to be reckless. See, that's the thing.
Can I suggest something?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Can I suggest something? In this campaign, can we have our own version of the Darwin Awards?
Ooh, I like this.
I would go with that, except I'd win it so much. That,
Well, that's not a bad thing.
It'd be unfair.
I sound like I'm giving awards to myself.
Yeah.
And my play style's pretty weird too, so
so
think
here's what I'm going to do.
Okay.
Every 3 or 4 sessions or something, or maybe every chapter, and to time it with leveling up, I'll also hand out a Darwin Award for whoever's done the stupidest thing that chapter. You know, like the most likely thing to get them killed, whether it does or not.
And then we'll keep track of that and find out who has the most by the end of the campaign, and they'll get a shiny coin or something.
Yes.
Well, we won't know whether it's a good thing or a bad thing, maybe not.
Shiny coin.
Exactly.
I will say
you will have no idea.
I will say one other thing. We've got an autistic person at the table and a couple of ADHD at the table.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm both. You can't escape.
Yeah.
Escape the neurodiversity.
So here's the thing, right? That I like to say is that Yeah, I don't have a diagnosis, but I am 100% peer reviewed.
Yeah.
Right?
And I will tell you, as someone who's gotten a diagnosis, you have got to work for it in the Australian health system as an adult getting a diagnosis. You have to work hard.
I didn't. They walked in, I took some questionnaires, they're like, yep. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
No, you gotta work. I found out I had to work hard just to see a psychologist instead of a doctor.
And then I lost interest. And then I kind of like
Walked out of the room, mid conversation.
yeah. I was like, see you later. That's all I wanted to know.
Oh, that's hilarious. Yep, sounds about right. Yeah, no, I asked my doctor, I said, I want to get diagnosed. And he's like, well, if you can find a psychiatrist, a psychiatrist that's willing to take on a new patient, then cool, we'll do that. But you need to go and find them because they basically don't exist right now. You know, like...
Last I checked, there was the health center, what is it, the pink building on Ross River Road.
Cool. You can send me the details later. This is that's a thing we can pick up later. Thank you. I appreciate it. Because I do need to sort that out.
Right, international listeners. It's the pink building on the corner of Ross River Road.
Yeah.
And it's a doctor's surgery. But
Okay,
they
cool.
have a psychiatrist on site.
Nice. All right. Well, we'll sort out that after. In the meantime, we have introduced everybody. Yes, I believe so. Now let me have a look at where did that go? Over here. I've got a little checklist I'm working through, so I'm just making sure we've done all the things. Now we've figured out where we're playing, how often, and all those kinds of things. One thing I did want to ask you guys is, what do you think? Like, because we're streaming, right? We want to start at the right times and stuff like that. So there's the whole of like, if someone's late, how long do we wait? And my thinking is we just go live, and if we set it up. So Sven, I think you can turn off non-video participants in Discord. So if you're late, just come in without your camera and wait, and we'll sort your camera out on break. You know, that way it doesn't fuck up Sven's camera feeds and stuff, but you can still just jump in whenever. So if anyone's late, don't stress, it's fine. Let us know if you can, but just like we'll go live at the appropriate time. And if you're late, jump in without camera. You can just let us know you're here. Awesome. As far as what will happen with your characters if you can't make a session, now we already figured, I think Rob, was it your guy was going to have like he gets summoned away for things sometimes or whatnot?
Yep. So he's got like something that can just
so that's easy.
Not there.
Yep, that's easy enough for you. I think for the most part with the rest of you, it might be easy enough to say that your characters pop back to X location currently remaining classified because you haven't found it in game yet. You haven't been there, but it will be very early. So there'll be a spot that you got, your character can have gone back there for the moment, or they've just ducked off to do this other thing for a minute, and they're just over there, and we'll come up with what they were doing off to the side, just to make it easy, so that no one, has to worry about their characters dying while they're not here, and I'm not having to try and puppet anyone and get their characters right. We'll just have them not be present.
Campaign where anyone who wasn't present would be unconscious, and their bodies could be used as human shields. And it was
absolutely
the worst
not.
campaign I've ever played, without a doubt.
I played in a campaign, I missed the thing, and I died in that campaign. So that was fucked.
Yeah, right. Bloody hell.
Yeah, it just ruins the whole experience.
Yeah, no, so it will 100% be, you'll still be around, so that if you can make it midway through, or we end up somewhere that's like, holy shit, how are we gonna, like your characters there, they're just like in the background, not taking part in the active, they're assumed to be helping out behind the scenes or something, and that way you can just come and go as you please. That way no one has to worry if they can't make it. So that's cool. Well, we got obviously if I can't make it, we'll have to reschedule the session, but I'm totally open because we have an entire, basically an entire room full of DMs. If someone else wants to play a one shot that week, feel free. Like it won't be expected, but yeah, you're absolutely welcome. Yes, Jem?
Yeah, I'm just thinking in Beck and Blackest Night, we have a thing where Mod's actually doing something called Debriefing Strahd, and that's alongside our campaign.
Cool.
And so he's having a chat with different members of the cast, and that might be something we could do as well, just have a casual chat about, where we're at with our characters, if someone doesn't have time to put together a one shot. They're really
that'd be
good.
really cool.
Last night we
Awesome.
got to put through heaps of questions to Christian's character, and he answered them. So we're like, yeah,
Nice.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's very good.
Maybe,
Except-
and
He couldn't answer
Yeah.
what the average airspeed velocity of an unladen African swallow was, and that was disappointing. So
it's rather disappointing.
Mate,
but,
come on.
Yeah, look. It just depends on how many coconuts it's trying to carry.
exactly, and like how it's
Yeah.
carrying it too, because is it
Yeah,
gripping it by
exactly.
the husk? Because it's
Yeah.
gonna make a difference.
Right? Yeah, it is. Absolutely.
I just had a really wacky idea, by the way.
No.
What's that?
For those times when you can't make it and we can't
Mhm.
get another GM, a DM or whatever, what if the remaining the players just sit around a barroom table and actually discuss what they know so far? Because
Also, yep. Like if Sven's available to produce and I can't DM, you guys can completely just do a, hey, this is what happens this night when we're in the tavern. You know, like wait and do
I can put it out through Zoom, and I can give everybody a Zoom link, and I can record it on my end and give it to Sven if we need to.
Okay, yeah, so I think I'll make it as well. Great, yep.
Yeah.
So I love all these ideas. So that one, the idea of doing the thing like what Mod's doing with Back and Black tonight. I actually maybe want to talk to a team about doing that anyway. I think that'd be great. I think that's a really cool thing, So thanks for that, Jem. I appreciate that. So yeah, I think that's what we're gonna do if people can't make it. So that worked out. Now let's see. Simple ones on the checklist: food, alcohol, smartphones. Yes, and yes. You're adults. Do what the fuck you want. Just pay attention to the game. This is one for us to discuss. If we have a ruling needing reviewed, how long do we want to spend doing that? Like live? Do we want to delve into stuff, or do we want to just do quick rulings?
I'd
60
say
seconds.
I like quick.
3 or
quick,
4
quick.
episodes, I think, is probably the.
Just string it right out.
Yeah.
I've got to tell you, as a fellow player, the rules battles that you and Fizz have sometimes can be so painful.
Yeah.
Like,
Generally, I think rule of coolage for there, and then
Mhm.
come back off this is all right for now. This is you can jump through a wall. Cool as
Yeah.
you jump through the wall. Awesome. Actually, I looked at the rules. You can't jump through a wall, and just deal with it off thing because it just gets bogged down and gets everybody fucking arguing and angry.
You don't want to lose the audience either.
Yeah.
Because you guys out there are like our thing, So
Yeah, 100%. All right.
Yeah.
Dig it.
Rule
So,
of Mark.
well-
Mark, you make the choices.
Yeah.
Whatever you think is cool.
No problemo. Sounds
Agreed.
good to me.
hey, the rule of cool.
Yep, love it. All right, that's how we'll do that. Perfect. Now we have discussed PvP already. We're going to avoid it. Maybe some social stuff. Now take-backs, retconning and stuff. We discussed this off air, obviously. So I would prefer if you stated that you were talking above the table, like out of character, before you do so we know that you're not in character. But if you're obviously joking, or if you say something and then go comedy retract, that's cool. If you start saying stuff and then you roll dice, that shit's happening. Yeah? If we get to the point of you rolling dice, that shit's happening. We can retcon if there's a mistake been made, like we've misread something, if I've misrepresented something, that kind of stuff. No, not at all. If you make a decision, say, I'm going to do this, and then you roll the dice, there's no retconning from that point. Exceptions being if you really realize, oh, fuck, I actually wanted to do this. But, again, being preferably before rolling. Is that cool with everybody?
Yep.
Yeah.
There is
Yep.
a spell that allows you to erase the last 6 seconds of someone's memory.
Oh,
and
yes.
It's a spell that I'm thinking
Yes,
of
I've
taking
seen that,
on.
and I need that spell. I'm going to have to go back and,
Yeah,
and make sure I grab that one.
I need that spell in real life.
So, in terms of the interaction of that spell, obviously that wouldn't require us to call it in advance or anything like that.
No, you're using a spell. You cast a spell. I mean, you do that shit. That shit happens. Right?
Yes.
Cool. What I want to encourage is you guys trying to be in character as much as possible. So any of the banter that's happening between you is your characters talking to each other, but if there's something that's obviously this is going to fuck up the game, we're just having a laugh, then just comedy retract it. up to a point, and like I will, I'll be like, so that's happening. Yeah, no comedy. I'll give you a bit of that to start off with. Yes, Jem?
I have to do that in real life, so I'll be okay.
Yes, love it.
My character also has a spell that will stop you remembering the 6 seconds prior. It's called Hit You With a Club.
Well, isn't
That's
it
exactly the same.
1d4
That's a
hours
good
of
move.
unconsciousness when you go unconscious? So I think it's a little bit more
Yeah.
than 6 seconds. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's even more powerful spell then, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Think you can hit them with a club, and I've got a healing pool,
There you go.
so you can knock them out, and I can bring them back, and you can knock them out,
Just
and
keep
I can
going.
bring them back until they tell us exactly what we need to know.
Well, I was thinking.
I'm
too,
beginning
like,
to regret letting you guys be evil.
who's doing a character accent in this one as well? Is anyone really leaning into it? Kiran, Jem, not so sure. Rob,
Yeah, might give it a little crack there.
you're either not sure or you're picking your nose. I wasn't sure by the looks on the
It was,
camera.
Yeah, it's close. Very close.
Look, if I put an accent on, you're not going to understand a word I say. So let's just go with the normal voice for now.
Can we
I'm still
have
struggling
Flower
now, man.
Child have like a really strong Australian accent, maybe?
I can't do it. It's just a lot of swearing. That's all I can do.
You just have to
Yeah,
put
just
an
say
R
just
on
say
everything.
the C word like a whole lot, and you've got
Yeah.
the Australian accent.
Pretty much. So just so you know, it's well established across all of my worlds that all drow sound like Bogan Australian.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Yes.
well established. High elves sound like like posh, kind of that kind of thing.
Oh, come on.
Wood
Give
elves,
us a tease.
wood elves are like which? Okay, so
All of them. As you're
the
saying
drow basically sound like me. Like I don't have to put on a voice for drow. That's fine. And then so like the high elves will talk much like this.
Class.
No, I was saying I sound like the drow. The ones that sound
Right.
like Bogan Aussie kind of guys. But then the high elves will talk more like this, and they'll be sort of flowing and more enunciated with their words and very like looking down their noses at you. But then the wood elves are just going to be kind of like chilled out and laid back. I've maybe eaten a few too many mushrooms today, and like it's just, everything's really bright, man. So there's 3 different elves in a few sentences. There we go. I'm not a voice actor. But
I read a book where the wood elves were southern trailer trash.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Yeah, that's great. Loves it.
I just put up this great new forest here. You want to look at it? Look at these squirrels.
I put a trailer in it. A trailer.
Yeehaw!
I done put the nicest little cabins up there on the top of them there trees.
For anyone who's
All I can
interested
picture
in
is
that-
Brad Pitt in Fight Club. As a gypsy. Oh, not Fight Club.
He's
Yeah.
Lock, Stock, and
Irish.
Two Smoking
He's
Barrels. Sorry.
Irish.
Yeah, that
No, Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking
where
Barrels.
is,
Yeah.
It's
where
not
is-
Lock, Stock, and Two
He's
Smoking
a
Barrels
Viking.
either. It's Snatch.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
it. That's
Such
it.
a film.
You like Degs?
We should do
Great
quizzes.
film.
But anyway,
For anyone interested in that spell that erases the last 6 seconds, it's Gift of the Gab, and it's a second
Oh,
level.
that's such a
the
great
God.
spell.
You're right.
Can you use that on
would
me
want
so I
that
get the
spell.
movie right? Snatch? Please, do it now. Erased.
Yeah.
Good call, Sven. You are correct.
Well, you know what the good thing about recording is? It's like I have a literal casting of that spell because I can just
Yeah.
erase the last 6 seconds. So
Yep.
anything that I say wrong, I can just cut out, and I can just turn
Voiceover.
up your volume every time you say something wrong. It's really gonna make me laugh.
Nice.
So, like,
You
if
have so
I
much
just get the
power.
white powder on my phone, then you can erase that too.
Yeah, I can definitely,
Oh.
I can definitely cut that out.
Sure. Let's not blow it up and put it on the main screen or anything.
Let's.
Let's not do that. I like being on Twitch. It's fun.
Yeah, that's not.
So, moving right along. Now, we discussed, like where our boundaries are and stuff off camera. If anyone is watching in the audience and you feel uncomfortable, please let us know. We are avoiding some particularly sensitive topics. Otherwise, I feel like we'll be generally rated R. So that's the general vibes, I think. We know what to avoid between us, and if, like I said, if anyone in the audience is feeling uncomfortable at all, please just let us know, let a mod know, whatever, and we will have it resolved. Yes, Jem?
I need a little hand thing that I can just put up. I'm going to find something. But one thing that we've been doing as well, and I've done in the past when for work, is that if we're discussing or going around a topic that can be quite challenging for certain people, and we know it's coming up, it might be good to at the start say, look, we're actually talking about this today, without going into too much detail. And it's not necessarily it's a disclaimer, but it's more just like keep this in mind and maybe practice a bit more self-care this session. For the people who are watching too, because a lot of the people who watch this stuff are very intelligent, caring, sensitive people, and this stuff can really affect them. So
Absolutely,
I think that would
cool.
be good. Yeah.
Thanks, that's great. We will absolutely do that. And please, if I ever slip or forget, do pull me up straight away. Like I have the brain of a squirrel, as we know. So we will endeavour to do our best to make sure everyone is comfortable and we're having a good time.
I'm getting the impression from everyone here that we're not going to be too creepy.
No, I think we'll be all good.
Yeah, me and Sven, I can see him now. Me and Sven.
So long as it's all in good humour and everyone can sense, it's fine.
I'll have a Vecna after dark show. It'll just be me and Sevs just bouncing off one another.
Oh, God.
Damn.
It's gonna get weird.
All right. Anyway, moving right along, I believe that there is no real necessity to discuss consequences for breaking the rules that we've set, because I don't feel like anyone's going to. Right, like we're all mature adults. No, exactly. So there's no need for any like, if you do this a certain amount of times, you're out or anything like that. Like everything will be handled in the moment as it happens. Adult discussions will be had, and we'll deal with it.
I'm happy for there to be silly consequences, like
oh yeah,
wear, like,
Yeah.
to wear like a silly hat or
yeah, cool. Light paddling.
If someone wants to jump the shark,
paddling.
You have to paddle yourself?
No, I guess you would have. I mean, other than Sven and Jem, I guess you would have to, because none of us are in the same room otherwise.
I'm not getting paddled.
Yeah, fair.
You can always like hire an air tasker, I guess.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, send me all of your addresses, please, so we can hire an air tasker to paddle you.
We've
Should
had a
you say
fun
something untoward on the channel?
I'm not getting paddled on camera unless I'm getting paid for it.
Could you imagine being an air tasker and getting that task sent to you?
Oh my god. Well, I can tell this campaign is going to be a hell of a lot of fun already. All right, so speaking of the campaign, now we've already discussed this. I'm just going to run through it for everyone at home. Obviously, we're playing Eve of Ruin. So it's a multiverse setting starting in Faerun. Magic accessibility is going to be high. Tech levels are going to be medium-ish, high in some places. Primary environments are going to be just about everything. Main themes are going to be lots of different things. We're doing all sorts of different stuff, so it's going to be heaps. Major threats, well, Vecna, and anything he can throw at you. The adventure will be... Hey?
And Maurice is a threat.
Oh, of course. But he's a threat. He's a threat to the world, not to the party, hopefully. Hopefully.
Well,
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, we'll see, okay. And so, nature of the adventure, linear, non-linear. Look, it is a linear adventure module. But if you guys would like to spend some time sandboxing in the different places, you can. I'll do my best to improv or research them, but you won't advance in level until you complete chapters in the story. So if you sandbox and go and do a bunch of random stuff, don't expect to level up. But you can go and find treasure. That's fine. What's the other bit? Okay, obviously we'll be using above VTT like we normally do. You guys will be level 10 at the start. And you'll be meeting for the first time when you get summoned to meet Lord Neverember. However, you will have been in Neverwinter for at least a little while. Like it's probably not your first day there. You've been there long enough to be known by Lord Neverember to pull you for an important job. Some of you may have been there longer than others. Now, house rules, we have gone through a few different house rules. I don't think we need to go through them again now. We'll just play them. If people want to ask for explanations while we're doing it in chat, we can do that. That's fine. Now, some of us rolled hit points after some of us left last week, so that's going to be one of the things needing to be rolled by a few people. Otherwise, we're going to get on to rolling stats soon. You guys have chosen your alignments already, I believe. If you do things in-game that are consistently not in line with your alignment, I might suggest an alignment change, but it won't be enforced. This was the other thing. For those of you that have any use of pre-2024, like either character species or backgrounds, you need to make sure that you're only getting the ASI from one of those places. You following? So Sven, you have a Hadozi, right? So that's not 2024 species.
Oh.
But you have you also have an older background, right?
I don't know. Do I? I've got a criminal background. I think it's the new criminal background though. So
okay. So just who we lose? We lost Jeff's camera. No, Rob's camera. Jeff's up there. He's just got a picture up. Cool picture.
Oh,
I'm here.
Here he is. Come back.
Yay!
Nice.
There you go.
I just had to turn it off for 2 seconds. I'm still present.
Oh, good. So I think with that, what we're doing.
Let me have a look at my character real quick. Make sure I haven't doubled up on that ability score.
Yeah, just make sure you. Yeah, and if you have, just turn off the ones you get from the species.
And if I have, I will not mention it and just keep it to myself.
Keep going.
I can check your sheet later.
Obvious when you look at your ability scores, though. Maybe.
Yeah, we're gonna have to roll those shortly, so we'll get to that. Now. No restrictions on who you could be, obviously, as characters because of the multiversal nature of things. Encumbrance. I do want to use encumbrance. Like, I do want you to keep track of how much shit you're carrying. But I'm not going to enforce, like, the really bad variant encumbrance. I just don't want you carrying stupid amounts of shit. You know, like, you can easily get a bag of holding. You know, it's not a hard item to acquire. So weight's not necessarily going to be a problem. Just do keep it in mind. Like, you're not going to be able to carry a 500-pound thing because you can't carry that much. Like, I won't be like enforcing it like a whole lot, but yeah, just try and keep an idea of it. I'm not going to, impose penalties if you're carrying too much. I think D&D Beyond may do that for you automatically, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm trying to find how to turn that back on though. Just don't have to do it at the very beginning.
It's in the it's in the on the builder at the very first, like the home page of the builder, and it is
home page. That's right. Yeah.
Yep.
You've got encumbrance type, use encumbrance, and just under that you've got ignore coin weight, toggle off or on. I've toggled off myself.
Don't ignore coin weight because coins do weigh stuff, and just use regular encumbrance. Not variant encumbrance is really cool if you want to do like a full-on survival style game where you're like being full realism and shit. Not needed for this, but at least track it a little bit, because if you're not tracking it, then it makes things like bags of holding kind of useless, right? So
this is easy for me to say because I'm not using a bow, but what about those who have ammo? Should they be counted?
Yeah, what's the guy there?
What do you guys prefer?
I always find like a quiver holds 30 arrows, and you'll probably
20.
fire 20, so you'll probably fire maybe 5, 6, 10 at the most during the combat. I just don't really feel the need, unless it's like a magical ammunition, to really drag that out.
Yeah.
I mean, if you really want to do it, we can just do it like in between sessions.
Yeah, I always feel like if you're playing an archer or someone that uses a bow, that they have enough like knowledge to go and retrieve the arrows if they're in good condition. So you could make it like, sometimes I make my players like roll if they've used like I'll round up. So if they've used 8 arrows, I'll say you just roll a d8 and see how many you get back, and then we just do it that way. It's up to you.
I've seen other people do like coin flip on each arrow you use, things like that. I think with regular ammunition, just don't worry about it. Like, so long as you have them, and maybe every time you go to a town, just mark off some silver, for ammunition. To assume you're getting more. If it's magical or special ammo, then yeah, track that. Cool. Now, inspiration. I don't think everyone was here when we talked about this. So the game has the regular inspiration mechanic. You get one of those every session. Humans get a new one every time they long rest. That is just going to be your standard inspiration. You can say that you're going to use it, give yourself advantage on a d20 roll. We also have a system that we call hero points. It's borrowed from other places, particularly Rob Hartley, the way he runs his. So at the beginning of each session, I'm going to give you an opportunity to recap the previous session. If I am satisfied with that recap, I will give you a hero point. You can use this hero point at any time to give yourself an instant success on something that is a normal kind of roll. Like, all right, I'm rolling to hit this bad guy. I want instant success. You'll get a nat 20. You'll get a critical hit. Done. Or you can use it to have a now let me see if I can find the soundboard in here. Let's get some grace in here, shall we?
So hear me out.
If you want to do one of those, you give me the hero point token and you can do something outlandish and it'll probably work, but you'll still have to roll the dice. But you are yes?
Do we all get a turn to recap? And is it whose recap's the best?
No, everyone all you have to do, everyone gets a chance to recap, and so long as you give me something relevant to either your character or the story from the last session, you get your point.
That's great, because I thought it might be
That's
a competition, and I'd probably win.
No.
Yeah. Good. That way I don't have to keep note.
No, well,
good.
you know, this is the point, is to encourage you to keep some semblance of notes, so you can remember at least remembering from week to week what you did or what someone else did or where the story's going, you know, that kind of thing.
So it doesn't have to be everything. It can be like a random thing, but as long as it's part of it. I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be good.
Yeah, it's always, you know, I think it's a bit of fun at the start of a session. And then you don't have to use that point for yourself, right? You can share it with the party. If someone's like, shit, I've got this really cool idea, but I don't have a hero point, you can just go, here's mine. You don't have to be near them. It's not an act. It's like, you can just share that with them as part of what happens.
You know what would be really cool is if you gave them some encouragement while you transferred the point. Like,
yes, like you role play
the point over and say, I really believe in you, man. You can take this shot. Yeah,
like whatever the case may be, I think that would be cool. So that's that. I'm trying to run through this so we could get time to make sure we roll dice and everything. Let's see. So skill checks and stuff. All right, so I will let you reattempt something once, but at a significantly increased DC if you fucked it up the first time. And then we will also employ, in some instances, group skill checks, like, you know, group stealth rolls or group survival rolls, things like that, situationally appropriate. Initiative is, as we've discussed, so it'll be standard initiative. If you roll a nat 20, I think, what did we decide? You could choose to either take 2 actions in that first round of combat, or you can choose your position within the initiative order, which is different to alert, in that alert lets you swap with someone else. This will literally let you choose the number you go at in the order. Now, resting, health regeneration, blah, 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 will all be standard. So short rest will be 1 hour. I would like you to drink some water when you have that short rest. So try not to run out of fucking water skins, you know, like, and all you got to do is be like, hey, there's clean water here. I fill up my water skin. Or, hey, you know, you don't have to do it all the time. I'll most of the time assume that you're doing it, but
so like,
occasionally
if I use like I can't remember, it's control water or shape water or something, I can squeeze the moisture out of someone's corpse and use that to fill my water skin. Is that something?
I mean, if you want to drink corpse water, you are absolutely welcome to. I guarantee you there are going to be consequences.
Yeah, man. Like, I'll absorb their cool skills.
What if I Bear Grylls it? What if I Bear Grylls it and drink my own piss?
I mean, again, like, you guys can do whatever the hell you want to do. I'll facilitate it within reason.
I got survival. I got very high survival, so I am going to piss my own mouth.
I do too. Don't know if I'll do it though.
But is your dexterity high enough to get there? Geoff, sorry, what are you trying to say?
Well, fun trivia, and you may need to know this one day. This is not a joke, by the way. Drinking your own piss will actually decrease the total levels of water in your body faster than drinking salt water.
Yeah.
Because you have to drink other people's.
So it's actually not good for you. You shouldn't do it. And You also shouldn't drink seawater.
So what you're
So-
saying
Probably
is we
not.
need to drink other people's urine.
Yep. That's what
I'm
they say
just
in the army.
thinking-
It's
Oh.
actually better if you drink their blood.
Oh
That's
my
great.
god.
Well, I'm just thinking of those poor bastards who are like, I'm so desperate, I'm going to drink my urine. And
Yeah, that's
it's
making them
so bad.
dehydrate faster.
Work, but
That's
drinking
what
blood,
they're
I don't know. So, do we know
Is-
like blood versus water, like fresh water,
Well-
like?
Big thing is, when you drink piss, it's stuff that's already been processed by a
Okay.
kidney.
Guys,
Yeah. Yes.
do we really need to be
No.
delving into this now, or is this something people could potentially listen to a different podcast about?
Yeah.
Just Google
Yeah.
it. Google it.
Yeah, Google
Probably
it. All right,
for
sorry.
knowledgeable people.
Sorry, I don't. Yeah, thank you. All right, so encumbrance, inspiration. Okay, critical failure. We discussed that as well. So that's going to be if you nat 1 and you're in combat. If you nat 1 an attack roll, you're going to allow for an attack of opportunity against you by anyone within 5 feet that's holding a melee weapon. Otherwise, when it comes to skill checks, you cannot critically fail or succeed. But borrowing from Sven, if you pass or succeed by 5 or more, there will be either consequences or extra rewards. When you get a critical hit, we're going to be doing like the super crits. So you will maximize the dice, add your modifier, and then roll the dice once and add that. So crits are going to be pretty brutal. Let's see. That's basically that. So I've been through everything I need to on this checklist, and I think it's time for you guys to maybe talk characters just to roll some stats.
I'm looking forward to that.
Should be fun. So how do you think we want to do this? Do we want to go one person at a time, introduce the character, roll the stats, roll HP if you haven't already, and then move on like that? Or do we want to have everyone intro characters and then everyone roll dice?
No,
Like,
I
we want
reckon
to break it
everyone
up.
does it all at exactly the same time. We turn this into real chaos.
Simultaneously.
No.
Yeah. It's quicker.
Sure, but no.
Is it though?
No. Yes, but no.
As you work out the inaccuracies, it may turn out less quick.
I reckon it'll be most expedient if we go introduce character, roll their Jawns, and then move on to the next person.
Move on.
I think that's going to be
All
the
right,
quickest.
sweet. All right, in that case, does anyone want to volunteer to go first?
Roll die. Let's roll die. I wanna roll
Okay.
die.
Yeah, you want to roll? All right. Everyone get
Yeah.
a die out, and everyone get a d20. That gives us a good range for everyone to land on different things. Roll a d20 and tell me what you get. You can roll a physical dice, or you can roll it in above VTT. I don't care. I trust you guys to be honest about what you roll.
All right.
I will roll here on the screen.
Right, I'll go.
I'll roll
Yeah.
there then on the screen.
Where are you? There you are.
Ooh, legs 11.
Hey.
8.
15.
6.
Old enough for Leonardo DiCaprio, 19.
Oh, hang on.
That was good.
Yeah.
Cut the mic,
Barely,
cut the mic, cut the
barely.
mic. Leo, don't sue me. 11. Or do, I don't give a shit. I don't like you. 11.
Okay, so Gem and Sven both at 11. Rob, what do you get again?
8 from 8.
8. Yeah.
Yep.
Sevs,
15.
15. Geoff,
19.
15. Kiran,
6 for Dixie Chicks.
got a 6. And so it seems to be everybody. Geoff, you'll be going first. We just need Gem and Sven to roll again to see who goes first out of them two.
Oh, here we go. Roll
All right,
off.
let's do it. Roll off.
Do it.
You go
Roll
first.
Bitches.
off. Roll off. Roll off.
Roll off with your heads held high.
19. Beat that.
Natural 5.
Natural 20.
Really? I'll put him down as a 20. All right. That doesn't mean you go first, though, Sven. That means you go first out of you and Gem.
No, it was.
He got a
5.
natural 5.
That was.
That was
a
joking.
joking.
Okay. See, I told you I'd believe him. All right.
I
So
don't mind going towards the end. I don't know how to do this properly. But yeah, anyway, go ahead.
you'll be kind of in the middle.
Yeah,
of
good,
this, right?
good.
So that's cool. All right. So Geoff, we're starting
Be
with
like
you.
there's clowns to the left of you and jokers to the right.
Here
Uh-huh.
I am.
Here I am.
Stuck in the middle with you.
Our character intro is just like a very brief.
Yeah, just like very brief character concept,
Overall.
maybe a short description of what you look like,
Yeah.
species and class. Everyone, we're all
Mhm.
level 10. So yeah, Geoff, species, class, brief description, brief personality or background.
Okay, so I am a very angry veteran surgeon who's lost his best friend and is these days lawful evil instead of his previous goodness. He is a Goliath, and he is a surgeon. And his weapon reflects this as something that can both be large for slicing and small for slicing.
Nice. And class?
Class is, of course, a because you know it's just so obvious. Celestial Warlock.
Very nice. And name?
Doc Hovel. Although
Lovely.
I planned for his personality to be a bit more like Dr. Becker.
But didn't you say you changed your mind on that?
To what?
Dr. House?
Oh yeah. On his name's the same.
Get it?
But,
Doc Hovel. A hovel is a house. Like a shitty house.
It's a thinker.
And
It's a thinker.
Yeah.
We got there.
Yeah, cool. Nice.
Yeah, because
right,
the best type of comedy is one that you have to explain afterwards. That's what I would
Yeah.
say.
Yeah, sure.
To be
Fuck you,
fair, I
man.
didn't explain it.
Yes, you didn't. All right, so that's your guy, Celestial Warlock, Doc Hovel. He's used to be a good guy, but lost his best mate. Combat medic type dude. Has a bit of a PTSD personality, I suppose.
Yes, and a terrible bedside manner.
Yep, cool. All right, time to roll you some stats. So here's how we're going to do this. It's going to be 4d6, drop the lowest, as it would be normally. We're going to, you can just roll all your numbers and decide what stats to put them into. If you roll a really bad first set, you can have a second one. Then choose between the two. I think that's probably the fairest way to do it. If both of those sets end up being below a total of 70, I will let you maybe try again, or you can just go standard array or point by if you'd prefer. So Geoff, what do you want to do? 4d6 drop lowest?
Yeah.
And are you going to do this on D&D Beyond, or are you going to do it on with dice? You can just do it with dice. It's fine. We'll just write stuff down as we go.
Okay, let's do it on. I don't know how to do this.
You just share screen down the bottom.
That's gonna fuck the camera or stuff though.
No,
So because we're in Discord, if he pops the share screen, it's gonna move everything around.
Place I can roll in Discord.
Not easily. What you could do is set up through OBS, but I think just you've got physical dice, right?
Yes. I've just got to pull them out.
Wait, if you roll, Sven, you've got the game log up, right?
Yeah, just roll that.
I do not have the game log up at the moment, but I can bring it up.
Yeah, if we can get the game, Geoff, we're going to get the game log up on screen. You can just go to your character sheet, like in the campaign, and roll from there.
There it is. It's up now.
Nice.
So-
All right, so now people at home can see.
Ended to manual/rolled.
Yep.
And first roll.
Go nuts.
Do I have to select these as a go, like the horrible
No.
way I did, or okay?
No.
So just keep rolling.
No, just roll your stats. Tell me what you get as you go, though, so I can write them down
14,
here.
17, 11,
Yeah.
14 again.
Uh-huh.
Pretty good. 12. This is pretty good. My last roll.
Yep.
12 again. So this
Right.
guy was.
Are you happy with
Yeah.
that?
I'm
Yeah?
very happy with that.
Cool. That's you done. Lock it in. Put them where you want. Cool.
okay.
Doc Hovel is done. I'll get what orders you put them in later, but for now I've just written down the numbers. All right. Well, next then, while Jeff's setting those up, Sevs, you got a 15. So tell us a little bit about who you're going to be playing.
So I'm playing Flower Child 4, and he's like a hippie throwback. He lived in a commune with Flower Child, with Flower Mum and Dad, and they loved each other. We were just this beautiful hippie commune. He is a human barbarian, and they sent him out for food. He fell down an embankment, got completely lost, and never been able to find it again. So he's just been wandering the lands, kind of like goes out, stumbles across a bunch of dead bodies, takes the money off them and all this sort of stuff and all the weapons, and then goes to the city, sells it, and then kind of just goes on his merry way. But he seems to always find random dead bodies, and this is how he's gone through life. So he walks around with a pipe ripped out of a like some plumbing. It's like a long pipe with just like a 90-degree bend on the end of it, and that's all he uses. He wears he's basically in full-blown tie-dye outfit and a cloak that he found that seems pretty cool, and it's all patched, but the tie-dye is still very, very much prevalent in his outfit. And stats now, I take it. So do you want to roll it on the front, like on the little things on the side, or do you want to go into manage stats and then go into that way?
Just so you know, Mark,
That's
as
what I'm
well.
gonna do.
I had the chat log open. The rolls for the stats don't come through in the chat log for the campaign. Just so you're aware. So, because this is recorded, I might be able to, after the fact, punch those numbers in. But
do you see that?
I do see that. Yes.
There we are.
Yeah,
I'll go that way. It's just easier.
Yeah.
I don't feel like anyone's going to BS the stats. I think we're very good.
So that's 13. How many we got?
That's a 13 for the first one. Mark, you are on mute in case you're
18.
not sure about that. 18. Oh.
Holy
very nice.
shit.
Sevs, I did just want to ask, did you want to reveal your class? Did you want to keep that secret for now?
No, he's a barbarian. I did mention he's a barbarian.
Yeah, cool. Sweet.
He probably
Understand
thought
that.
just he meant your tableside manner or something like that. It's just barbarian.
Fair.
It's just real rude. First thing in the morning.
Oh, 8. Hell yeah. Is my intelligence?
Did you roll 18?
I did, yeah.
Word.
How many stats we got? 6, is it? 1, 2, 3,
6,
4,
yeah.
5. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the last one.
Oh, I've only got 3 of them down so far. I got 13, 18, and 8.
So I got an 11, I got 13, I got an 18, I got a 10, I got an 8, and I got an 11.
Nice.
Sorry, are we dropping the last dice?
Yeah, so he
Dropping
can if
the
he wants
lowest.
to. Yes, so you can drop the 8, yeah?
Oh, can I?
No. You're rolling 4d6, right? And then dropping the lowest of those for each
Oh,
one.
sorry.
No, I'm alright with that. I'll keep them.
Yep.
They're cool.
Yep, you're happy with those? Cool. Sweet as. That's easy done. Flower Child 4, locked in. 11, 13, 18, 10, 8, 11. Lovely.
That's incorrect then, I think.
Yeah, that's not right.
If
Yeah.
we're rolling 4 and dropping the lowest, you'll need to go through each one of those rolls, take out the lowest
100%.
number of those. So that'll
Oh, you're right. Yeah, you're right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
So look, do you want me to roll up in? The point by in there, because that will do it. That will automatically do it. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, if you like. It doesn't
Yeah.
need to come
It's
up on
just
screen,
it's
that's
just
fine.
easy. I don't want to cheat and stuff.
Yep, sweet.
Let
All good.
me get to it. So we are manually rolled. Yep.
Yep.
And then I roll that one.
Mhm.
That's an 11.
Wouldn't it be funny if you got the exact same numbers?
13.
That'd make me so happy.
13, did you say?
Yep.
Damn it.
Come on, 18.
That's one of them.
14.
14, yeah.
10. 13.
Middling numbers.
And 13.
13.
All right.
Pretty good.
So, if
Very
you'd
good.
like, they're not bad. If you'd like to roll a second set, like you can add a second set.
Yeah.
Because they aren't super great.
Yeah, I would. So I'll write.
Yeah.
I've written them down. I'm going to reset and I'm going to go again.
You don't even have to do that. You can just add another group. There should be a button
Yeah,
there,
add a
add
group. Little
Ah.
button.
yeah.
Right. Bonk. That's an 11. That's an 8. That's a 13. That's a 9. I'm going to go with the first
Give
lot.
us a one
I got a
higher.
15
Yeah.
There
though.
we go. There it
Oh.
is.
There it
Yeah.
is.
And one more roll.
No, that's it. So it's an 11,
you-
8, 13, 9, 10, 15.
Ah, missed the 10. Yeah, cool. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah,
So, are
so
you way below 70 total?
not
Yeah,
on the
so-
first lot.
So,
The
10, obviously 50, 56.
It's a 74 on the first one.
74, yep. That's all right. I'll go with the first one. I don't care.
Cool, no problem.
Easy.
You are also welcome to choose point buy or standard array instead,
Yeah.
but if you're going
That's
with that
funny.
one, that's fine. Yeah, cool, love it. All right, that means next we are up to Gem.
Okay, so I'm going to be playing Maurice. He is between 85 and 105. He's not quite sure. He is going to be a sorcerer with of the aberrant class.
Yeah, cool.
So he pretty much has been wandering around for a long time. He's been a bit of a traveling salesman. An alignment for him I found challenging. I put him as chaotic neutral because it's really about him. It's not about really going against other people. But I've got some character art which I'm looking forward to showing everyone next week.
Nice.
I'm ready to roll, I think. Is there anything else anyone wants to know?
I think that's
what
cool.
species of animal was he raised by?
Snakes.
But he's human, right?
Yeah.
Human raised by snakes. Love it.
No, sorry,
Love
he's a
it.
celestial. No, he's a celestial.
Asima?
Oh, Asma. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that
Yeah.
one. So basically, he was sort of like, he doesn't know where he's from, but it was just found under a waterfall by snakes and they raised him. So he's got some quirks.
Yeah.
And then he hung around with a lot of hobgoblins and stuff. So he's got rich lore, which is probably going to change a lot depending on who he's talking to.
Love it.
Yeah, so I'm going to roll.
Yep,
I've
alright,
got
let's
the character builder. So I've got, I'm nervous. 18.
go. Nice.
Good start.
8.
Yep.
Okay.
Very good start. Great.
15.
Very good.
16.
Jesus.
Wow.
15.
What? 15 or 16?
And 14. Yeah. So I got 18, 8, 15, 16, 15, and 14.
My God.
Wow. Yeah.
Did I roll it again?
Epic.
Do I have to stick with
Yeah,
the
you might
one
as
I
well.
get?
No, you can keep that, or you can roll again if you'd prefer.
Do I have to take the second one if it's
No,
not as good?
you can choose.
You can still take
Okay,
the
good.
first.
She
All right,
asked
I'm gonna
if
add
that's
a
what
group.
I made everyone do in Back in Blackest Night.
That's what he made us do. He's like, if you want to try again, you have to stick with what you get. All right, this is the second
Yeah,
one.
no. So just so you know, I am just as mean as Sven as a DM, just in different
Just in
ways.
different ways.
Yeah.
All right, so the first one is a 16.
Yeah. Jesus.
Second one's an 11. This one's not quite as good. 16,
16, 11, 16 is still pretty good.
13,
Not bad.
18.
And
What?
I think that's where we're gonna cut the
7.
recording. We're gonna go down to the casino.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally. Hey guys.
Wow.
What was that last number, Gem?
7.
Okay.
7.
So you do get
Okay.
one of the
Yeah.
first one.
All right, so
So I'm
take your
wondering
pick.
which one's better. I can't tell. They're so
The
close.
first one sounded better. Just when
the
you're
first
going
one?
through them.
Yeah.
I-
Yeah, but like it all depends what your dump stat is and if you
16,
whatever you're doing with some
15.
numbers really.
Yeah, he's not going to be very smart.
Well then
Can I come back
Bomb
to
is
you? Can I do
intelligence
some
then, my friend.
calculations, but I'll only stick
Yeah,
with
yeah.
those numbers.
Yeah,
Thank
that's
you.
fine. You don't have to. So you can,
Okay.
and yeah,
I
just
think
let us
it'll
know
be the
which that
first one
later.
though, and I will let you
Yep.
know. Yeah.
Okay,
Thank
cool.
you.
No problem at all. All right, Sven, you're up, buddy.
Oh, me! I thought I rolled really badly.
Mhm.
Okay, yes. I am going to be playing Qualek, and Qualek is a Hadozi criminal wizard. For people who have been with the channel for a while, you may know that I ran Far Beyond the Void, which was a Spelljammer campaign, which ended all too soon because of my own ambition, I guess. It
You're
might
waiting for
still
the
come
reboot,
back.
Sven.
It could. There's a reboot coming in the way. Don't worry, it will happen. It'll happen. But yeah, I played an NPC that I sort of introduced in that campaign called Guida, and Qualek is a sibling of Guida's. Now, Qualek grew up wanting to be what's called a Spelljammer helmsperson, which is the person who is in control of something called a Spelljammer, which is essentially like a fantasy spaceship. In D&D, they have a Spelljammer campaign setting, which basically allows players to go from one planet to another planet on all of these sorts of fantastical spaceships. It's literally, and when I say that, I mean that literally, like ships with sails and shit that fly through space, and I thought that was fantastic. And they're controlled by spellcasters, and Qualek grew up wanting to be one of these people because he has a very, very high intellect, and he always needs something to keep his mind going. So when he became a spelljammer, helms person, then he wanted to become the captain. He tried to incite a mutiny, and maybe he's suffering from the consequences of that. And of course, his background is a criminal, so yeah, he's a pretty complex little character. And for those people who don't know as well, if you're not familiar with the Hadozi species for D&D, they were introduced with the Spelljammer campaign, I think last year or the year before that. They are kind of like little monkey people. Qualek is around 3.5 foot, so he is actually considered small. They're not a very popular species in D&D, which is what endears them to me. I don't think I've ever seen anyone else ever play a Hadozi, especially not as a wizard, so I like to make life difficult for myself. Alright, so we roll some stats for Qualek?
Just before we do, I just need to check. Rob, was that it's 11 now and you've got to go, or in an hour for you?
Oh, an hour, bro.
Yeah, okay, sweet. Just making sure. Yep.
Question, you can cut this out. Is this the race that got Spelljammer into a lot of trouble?
Yes, it is.
Yes, there we are then. Yes.
Because of the artwork. It's a whole thing. You can go back and look it up. And I actually
Really?
Oh, wow.
I incorporated that controversy as well into my version of the species background, which I can go into sometime later down the line if we ever do maybe a companion show for this.
Sweet, sounds good. All right, yeah, right, time to roll some dice.
I guess I gotta go to manage character and levels. People at home will be able to see this. Let's go to abilities.
Oh, something we forgot to do as well is hit points for those of you that haven't already done them. So we'll go back over those once we've done all the stats and intros.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Would
Some
anyone
of
like
these
to know my
guys-
totals?
all right, do that first.
Okay, my totals, I got 81 on one and 86 on the second. So I think I'm gonna go. Yeah.
On
I
your,
think I'm gonna go with the second lot.
yeah, fair.
Yeah.
Go
Even
nuts.
with the
All right.
7.
And I'll take her first one. No. All right, let's go. Let's roll some dice. Oh, my Discord friends.
8, that was my highest one.
Oh, there they go.
Yeah, 18,
Yeah.
16, 16, 13, 11, and 7. So, yeah. Right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay.
All right.
Let's find out how this campaign is going to go
I'm
for me.
excited.
All right. Group number 1.
Good Sven.
17.
Nice start.
That's what I needed. 15.
Also good.
Oh boy. 13. 12.
I'm seeing a pattern.
Me too. Oh, back up to 15. And there we go. Rounding it down with a 10. So
Not
that's
bad, not bad.
Not bad.
17,
Kill the wizard
15,
first,
13,
noted.
12, 15, 10. Happy with that? I'm going to stick with that.
Cool. Locking it in.
Locked away.
All right.
Should I try again just for shits and gigs?
Yeah, of course. Why not?
Yeah, should I? All
You
right.
should.
All right. All
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, why,
Yeah.
why not?
Just
Why
rub
not?
it
go.
in. Just rub it in with your good rolls.
All right, what do we got here? 11,
Yep.
11,
Yep.
17, 16, a 14, and a 13.
That's still not bad.
I'm adding it up for you right now.
That's almost better. That is
Yeah,
I think it
better.
is.
it's very close. I think
That
you're
is
very
better.
close to numbers there.
Yeah.
I got 74.
Yeah. I know.
Sven got 82 for both.
80 fucking 2!
Yeah, for both. I'll
Alright,
recalculate it.
Got that
Hey
close.
Geoff, you're happy with your one set of rolls, right?
I actually am because I've
Okay.
got-
Well, if you would like to donate your second set to
No,
Sevs so he can have
no.
another crack, we're
Nah,
totally
no, I'm
fine to
good.
do that.
No, I'm
you're
good. No,
No,
I'm good, man. I'm good.
Okay.
I love an underdog character. I love an underdog character.
Bro, I'm thinking that the rest of us, aka myself and Kiran are gonna have shockers, so
Yeah,
it's gonna be
I-
fun.
Just the way that
It's gonna end.
karma is playing out.
Have unicorn luck.
The reason
God.
I'd be very happy to give someone my extra role is the fact we're playing a mostly evil party. So the weak will be
Cold.
Extorted.
Yeah. So give someone a bit of hand.
Either or.
Let's have the guys do the extra roll, and if obviously they are worse than me,
Alright.
then we will allow them to have them. But if not,
Alright.
I will take that step.
All right. Cool. Sounds good. All right. So Rob, you're up next then. Let's get some dice in for Veltari, shall we?
Excellent.
Does he want to
Alright,
go
guys.
introduce his character first?
I will. I shall.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
I am
Yeah, that
playing-
one.
I am playing Veltari. He is a Kalashtar, and I'm going to try and say this right. I had to Google it to get it right. So they're like sort of like, you know, how you've got like native New Zealanders, a Maori or Maori, if you want to say it right.
Maori.
They are quarry. So that's
Quarry,
what
yeah.
theirs is. So they are from the dream plane. They actually don't dream because they live there, which is a cool fact. And also, he is going to be a Drake Warden. So he has a very, very cool
Rapper. That
Pet.
follows him around everywhere.
yeah, a pet rapper. No, he's got a pet blue Drake. It does at this level have wings, which is cool. And it can imbue its powers to him, which is cool. So he can sort of utilize that power. He
bit of
also has a
zappy
very yeah, exactly. So he can also uses his like telekinesis or mind link with his dragon. He has a very special bond with them, so they don't really have to talk or verbalize. It's sort of like a mutual sort of thing. And yeah, I don't know. I'm pretty keen to sort of bring him to life. He's going to be an interesting character. He has a very strong distaste for the infernal things. So we have a tiefling in the party, which should be interesting to see how they interact.
Oh, yes.
So I guess it'll play out a bit.
Something
What?
tells me I'll have
How
to
he
surgically
feels.
remove you two from each other.
Use the small one. Use the small one. So yeah, it should be
I'll have
fun.
to surgically remove them from
Yeah.
each other.
I can let you know without going too much into depth, but you will have an opportunity to really shine in a particular chapter with that.
That's
I think.
cool. That's cool. Yeah, and
I
another
think
thing with
everyone's
the-
going to have a chance, but I know
That's cool.
I know which chapter that'll be for you. Yeah.
Very cool. So with the Clash Star and the Quarry, they also have this like perpetual like fight between light and dark in their realm, and the darkness at the moment is sort of prevailing a bit. So he's been sort of pushed out of that plane unwillingly to come and help you guys. So this should be pretty cool to see how he works in this realm. So all right, let's get on to some rolls, guys.
Yeah,
So
let's go.
first roll. 16.
Thumbs up.
11. Ooh, 11. 15. 14. Oh, that's good. 15. That's not bad.
No dump
That's not
stats.
Solid.
bad.
I will do your total for you,
Thank you.
or you roll the next one.
I will. Let's see how we go in the next one.
80.
14. 11. 13. 13. 9.
Mm.
And 10. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna go with that top set of stats, I think.
There.
So
Yep,
that sounds good
that's
to
nice.
me.
Really
Yeah.
good dice rolls for
Go with
everyone
that.
except Sevs.
Look, I love an
Oh,
underdog
man.
character. I do like an underdog character, to be honest.
Yeah, and I'm in the same boat
Yeah,
too.
I
I'm never
shouldn't
worried
speak too
about
soon.
like rolling
Yeah.
poor stats. I've played plenty of characters who have had bad stats, but you know,
Yeah.
I've really enjoyed his characters. So
Like his dump
Yeah,
stat is wisdom and intelligence, so I'm good.
Yep. All right. Well then, last but definitely not least, we have Kiran with your character. Would you like to introduce them?
Yeah, sure. I'm gonna go into character mode
Oh,
for
yes.
this. So,
Love it.
Alright, should we close our eyes?
hello.
Get into it?
hello everybody. I'm Auntie Lizzie. I'm 57 years young, tiefling. I used to be a performer. I used to perform in a band called Tiamat's Wears Prada. And we used to go touring all up and down the Sword Coast and playing gigs and getting up to all sorts of shenanigans. My name's Liz Bain Casarelli, but everyone calls me Auntie Lizzie, and the reason they call me Auntie Lizzie is I've got I've 13 nieces and nephews and nibblings, and they're the loves of my life. And I've been married 3 times, but none of them lasted, sadly. One of my exes is dead. Another one of my exes is undead. And the third ex, I wish I was dead.
Remind me not to marry you.
I've retired from the music business. It's a crazy business, really. And now I run a store that sells gemstones and healing crystals and various skin creams. But I've gotten recently come back into the adventuring gig after one of my good customers, Old Sal. She's a hag, but she's beautiful on the inside, I'll tell you this. She told me that on my next adventure, I'd meet the love of my life. And in my many years, I've had power, I've had money, I've had fame. All of those things go away. But if you're going to believe in anything, you should believe in love. I'm ready to risk it all for one final chance to meet the love of my life.
Is Auntie Lizzie going to marry Vecna?
Oh,
Auntie
Who
Lizzie.
knows? Who
Auntie
knows?
Lizzie. Auntie Lizzie is Vecna.
Oh, oh God. Dun, dun, dun. Might as well wrap up the campaign now. We've sold your mystery, Mark.
I'd breaking character a little bit to describe what she looks like. So she's got a strong Staten Island influence, a big black hair, loud jewelry, loud clothing. She's very fashionable. She's very hip. She on her back she has strapped a DOS lute that is electrified and connected to an amplifier that she wears on her hip. And that's from back as her days from her days back as a rock star.
right.
And she her claim to fame is that she spent a night with Rick Dagger of the Stumbling Pebbles.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Yeah,
Stumbling pebbles.
yeah, so good.
Love it. Should I get started with rolling these?
Yeah, let's go.
Cool. So the first one being rolled is a 13,
Mhm.
an 8,
Mm-hmm.
a 12,
Mhm.
17,
There we go.
a 13, and a 12. And I'll roll the second group just because I'm interested to see what that's like. An 8, a 7,
Oh.
an 8,
Oh.
Going with this one,
a
right?
13,
A what?
a 13, a 14, and a 16. So I think I'm gonna go with that first one. Even if the other one has more points, there's too many dump stats.
No, it doesn't. It really doesn't.
Yeah, definitely wouldn't.
Jen, what's the total
So
on
that's
those?
787.
Total would be 58, 60, 63, 70, 75.
Yeah, no, I'll go with the first one, which I'm quite happy with. One dump stat is what I usually build in my characters anyway.
Nice. All right. Well, that works. And then, Sevs, did you want to take that extra set?
Yeah, look, you guys, because you're actually thrashing me on stats. Let me go back and try this again.
I will.
Oh man.
All right, here we go. Oh, that's all right. Here we go. Bump. 12. One more than the last.
Okay.
7.
At least.
13.
Oh.
12.
I think I found
Maybe
my
Wait,
I should
is
have
this something
rolled
wrong?
for you?
Is
Are
there
you-
something wrong with my...
Are you rolling d12s or
Jam?
d20s here? What's
I'm
I'm
gonna stay with
just trying to get our attention.
Yeah.
Oh,
What's
no,
up, Jam?
I'm giving vibes.
Oh yes, nice.
I've got a fly on the screen.
It didn't work. It didn't work.
What is it?
Let's get another hands on
12, 7, 13, so that's 32, 44, 57, that's 60, 67, that's 69. So it's it's 5 less. It's 5.
Yeah, but it's 69, dude.
It does.
Nice.
Alright, cool. I'll
Look,
just stick with my stuff. No, I'll stick with my stuff. Go on, buddy.
Them
Don't
dice.
worry about
them
it. I was
dice.
gonna roll you some actual dice. And see
Nah,
what you got.
fuck that. Look, I got
Alright,
dice here.
Boy,
Let me-
cool.
ended array.
Let me go. Let me go. Let me go.
Yeah, no,
Oh.
cool, love it. I mean, yeah,
That's
you could
actually-
use standard array or point play if you prefer.
Yeah, fuck it. Don't worry about it.
Okay. All right, nice. All right,
Oh,
so
but
now.
So, sorry, I did point out I am chaotic neutral. I'm not an evil character. I'm just chaotic neutral.
Yeah, fair.
And I'm lawful evil. So I'm gonna do all the nasty, horrible things I can get away with.
Cool.
Mhm. Yep. All right. So now, who? I know that Sven and Jem still need to roll hit points. Did the rest of you all roll hit points? Were you all still here for that?
I think we
All right,
did
cool.
the other day, but I don't
Yep.
mind
Yeah.
doing it.
No, it's fine. You guys are sorted. So we just need to get Sven and Jem to roll hit points now.
Yeah.
So
Can I ask,
Mhm.
what's more important for a sorcerer? Constitution or dexterity?
On.
con.
Con?
Yeah.
Definitely
All right, so I'm
con.
putting
Yep.
18 in charisma, 16 in con, 15 in dex, 15 in
Yeah.
wisdom, 8 in
Mhm.
intelligence, but I've got the headbanded intellect.
Yep.
And strength
Right.
is 14. Yeah?
That's
Lock
so
it in?
key.
That is
Yeah.
funny as
At least
fuck.
Yeah.
no need to brag, all right? No need to
Yeah,
brag. Still good.
yeah.
No need to brag about this. Fucks.
That's a
I
rock
usually
star of a
roll
sorcerer.
trash. So do you know, Christian actually rolled the worst though in Back in Blackest Night. He got a 5 or
Yeah.
something, didn't he, Sven?
Oh.
Yeah, I've had
I
one of
don't
those
even know how
before.
that was possible. That was rough.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got a 5 in
Bro.
Yeah.
intelligence, so he's like
Oh,
a little
yeah,
bit
I've
more
had
intelligent than a dog.
I've
Yeah.
had that as well. Yeah. Like can't read, like nothing.
I've never
I-
rolled
I-
less than that.
I had like a super heroic, like really decent paladin with an intelligence of 6. So it's like I can do all the things, but I can't think that it's possible to do the things. Like
I've always
what
wanted
do we
one
do,
of
guys?
those characters, especially low intelligence and low wisdom, so I can justify my actual actions in the game.
Yeah, that's a good idea actually.
Mm.
Maybe I'm playing a really dumb character at the moment, and it's so fun. I can just be like,
Yeah.
oh, what?
Kind of is.
I
Just
I
to walk
took
around and be like,
that gives me like effects as long as I'm drinking,
Mm.
so
Yeah,
that
it's-
helps. I can always
does.
justify that my character is drunk.
I found that cable we were looking for earlier.
Bush food a lot.
Point
so
time.
like he eats
Yeah.
mushrooms and stuff. So he's gonna have some really good. He's either gonna be really healthy some days and not some others.
He's gonna be really fucking high on some others too.
Sometimes, yeah.
Yep. Now,
All right. How do I do
so
hit points, Mark?
all right. So you're a sorcerer, so I
Yes,
believe your hit dice is it a D8 or a D6?
I don't know.
Have a look on your.
Oh,
it's a
hit dice
6?
72.
Okay.
Oh, 10 d6.
All right. So
Maximum
Is-
hit points is 72.
yeah. All right. So are you currently set to fixed or rolled on your character sheet?
If I go to manage HP, fixed is 42. I haven't done anything else.
Okay. So go back to the home section of your character builder, or the original
Yep.
first page, and scroll down into the HP section. Change that to rolled or manual or whatever it says instead
Manual?
of fixed.
Yep.
Yep, and then
Confirm.
we'll go. We don't need to go back to your managed HP, but yeah, we're going to roll some dice, and then when we go there, we'll enter the rolled value. So
Okay.
you're going to start with a maximum on your first roll, so you get 8 to start with. So then we have to roll another 9d8. I'm
Yep.
borrowing Sven's little thing he used to do for us for roll hit points. So you're going to roll at each level, and so am I. And you get to pick the highest one. So let's go one d8 at a time, or you can roll
D8
9d8.
or D10?
Yeah. Sorry, D6. My bad. You're a sorcerer. D6.
Oh no, was
so-
it was it 10
I
D6?
thought it was
that?
D8.
Yeah, hang on, let me have a look.
Pretty sure it's
10 D6, D6.
yeah.
Mark is
Right. So
right.
you
Yeah.
get 6 to start with, but we're going to be rolling another 9 of them. Now
So
I
6.
think you can roll them all at once. Like you can roll 9d6s, and then you just have to
Yep.
mouse over. Or can you mouse over on your phone and get all of them? Are you still on your
Yeah,
phone
I
for
can do
this?
Yeah, I am. I'm
Okay,
doing it
so-
on the computer. That's okay. I've got the computer as well, so I'm okay.
All right, sweet.
I don't know what my camera's doing, but it can get lost. All right.
Yeah, that's fine. So just roll your 9d6, and then we'll go through each individual dice roll, and I'll roll against those.
Okay. All right. A total of 26. That's so bad.
All right, so then
All
hover your mouse over the roll, and it should give you each dice roll individually.
Yep.
Yep.
One.
All right, so all right, don't yeah, all right, yeah. Actually, let's do that. So 1, 1. Yep,
4,
yep,
3, 6,
Yep.
6,
Yep.
1,
Yep.
3, 1. That's very bad.
I pray that all those ones go away.
Let's see what we can
Yeah,
do
me
about
too.
that. So the first one goes up to a 4,
All right. So we've got
Second
6 and then we've
one.
got 4.
goes up to a 6.
Yep.
Then it was a 4 on that one, so it stays the same on the third one. The 3 stays as a 3. The 2 6s I won't even
Yep.
bother rolling. The 1
Yep.
goes up to a 2 at the end there. The 3, not quite the end, goes up to a 5. And
Yep.
then the final one goes up to a 2. So you
Okay,
should have a
so-
total of 10, 17, 23, 29, 31, 36, 38.
I think
So if you then go into your manage HP, you want to enter 44 because you add the
Yep.
maximum.
Can I
of 6 to the
confirm?
first one.
Because I don't know. So I've got 6, 4, 6,
Mhm.
4, 3, 6, 6, 2, 5, 2.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yep. So that should be 44 that you add into the rolled section of your HP manager, and it'll do the rest for
Yep.
you. It'll add your con mods or anything like that.
Cool. And which
for
bit
you.
is that in? Oh, that's here. Yeah. Manage HP. Awesome.
And
Thank
then
you. I'll do
just
that
where
now.
it says Rob. That's fine. So that's you sorted. Sven, same with you, but you have D8s or D6s as well as a wizard, right?
We can go with D8s if you want it.
No.
No?
No.
Okay. How the fuck do I do this? Tell you what, I'll just go to my character sheet and then I'll roll some D6s. So I have a constitution of 1, so my first one's going to be a 7. Then I'll roll 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Well, the D&D Beyond does the con mods for you, so just count the dice rolls.
No, because I don't know how to do that and I can't be bothered. Oh, do you want those? Shit, where'd it go? Got those numbers?
Yes.
I'll just add the con at the end of it. Why can't I-
D&D Beyond does the con for you when you punch the rolled number into it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, my luck's gone. We got
Oh,
a
yeah?
1,
Yep.
a 2,
Yep.
a 2,
Yep.
a 3,
Yep.
a 1,
Yep.
a 1,
Oh,
Ah.
A 1.
word.
Wow.
a 6, and a 5.
Wow.
That is something. Is
That's
that like a
fair.
total of like 22 or something?
It's fuck
Yeah, it
all.
is.
All right,
Is it
let's
even
see
that?
what we can do about that. Oh, that's cocked. All right. Oh, Jesus Christ, twice. Sven, this is so the first one becomes a 2. I feel like the dice don't want you to have any hit points, Mr. Wizard. Okay, the 2, Jesus, becomes a 6. There we go. There's an improvement for you.
Hey, hey.
All right, the next 2 stays as a 2. The 3 stays as a 3. The 1 becomes a 4. It's a little
Alright.
better. The next one
I can't get any
becomes a
worse.
2. No, all right. The third one in a row becomes a 4. We won't bother re-rolling the 6, and then the 5 stays as that. So 2, 6, 2, 3, 4, 2, 4, 6, 5. 11, 15, 17, 21, 24, 26, 32, 34, plus your original 6, 40 will be your total to add into the sheet.
Hey,
40?
can I bring up something at this point?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay, so a level 1 wizard has
Mhm.
D4 hit points, am I right?
No, they have D6 plus their con mod.
D6 plus con. So
The old
damage-
wizards were D4.
the damage from
goodness.
Vicious Mockery is 1d4 psychic damage.
Yes.
So it's still possible for a bard to insult a 1-level wizard to death.
If they roll low on their hit points, no, because they get max, so they would be starting with 6
Oh,
plus con. So if the wizard had low con and the bard had high charisma, then yeah, quite possibly.
So that brings me to
Can I
a
be a
total of
bard?
49.
Can I change?
Hey, do you want to be a bard now?
No, I
We
don't.
already have one. All right,
I
what was that, Sven?
I do kind of regret not taking the Vicious Mockery bard, just like a character who does nothing but insult his opponents into submission.
I mean, look, you can take a feat and get that spell, and I think it would actually work really well with the whole Doc Hovel, Doc
Yeah.
House concept.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's
Yeah.
a very good point.
All right, so you were saying something, Sven?
Yeah, so that
Or-
brings me to a total of 49 hit points for Quirlic.
Cool,
Total.
nice.
Yes.
So I got 74. So I got 44 rolled, yeah?
Yeah,
And then I add 30 to Constitution. So that's correct?
if you got plus 3
Yeah.
con, then yeah, absolutely.
Cool. All right.
If you
This
now,
is a bit of a beast.
right now, the other thing is, now some people have remembered this and already done it, but I did say that you all will get a bonus feat to start with, like an origin feat. So if you've already selected that, great. If you haven't, go ahead and go into the feats section, like the features and traits on your character sheet. Go to feats and manage feats, and you can choose any of the origin feats from there as an extra for yourself. Yeah.
Oh my God.
So this is an we might have already done it for you, Geoff.
I don't see one that's in green or anything like that.
No, it'll be. Let me hang on. Where are you?
Dude, that's sick. Oh man, this is choices now. This is choices.
Yeah.
Why you do this?
The new rules are pretty epic.
You didn't
Why-
think
why
there
I
would be
do this-
choices in this game of Dungeons
Bruh.
and Dragons?
This isn't a new rule. This is me giving you guys extra shit so that
Oh,
you
yeah.
get comfortable.
Stop looking. It looks
Yeah,
like
you have skilled.
skill. Yeah.
Yeah, we gave you skill. And that was to get you your medical shit.
That's
the dock.
right.
Yeah.
To
Yeah.
actually
Can I
make-
ask where that... Sorry.
Yes.
Continue.
You
Can I
go
ask
to
where
your
that is?
Yep, so go to your actual, like, your character sheet, not the builder anymore, the actual sheet.
Oh, yes.
Yep, and then you go to features and traits. You know, like your action spells, inventory, yep, and then
Yep,
click on
yep.
feats. And then below that, there'll be a button that says manage feats, and it's going to come up with a list.
Oh,
Right.
sweet. Thank you.
So
Yep.
now,
Take a great feat of
it
strength.
isn't, however, it isn't just any feat. So, like, you need to open the one you're looking at, and it'll say if it's an origin feat, or a
Okay.
general feat, or so you can only pick an extra origin feat.
Only origin.
Oh,
Yeah, so it's gonna be like
Like alert, real simple
um,
ones. Yeah.
yeah, the ones you generally get from backgrounds. I'm just giving you like an extra one because you've been
It's
around
not
for a
bad
while.
to be alert though, because the world needs alerts.
Yeah, alert's a good one. What's the other one?
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Crafter is another one. Also, the way crafting works, if you want to craft magic items, you need both the proficiency in the tool to make the item, and you need proficiency in Arcana, and you need to be able to cast spells.
So if
you're
they're fighting style feats, they're not.
Maybe though, because let's see, what are they called again? I'm just trying to find one to get an idea. They're not,
Like the fourth one down, it was. Sorry, no, my bad. Defensive duelist is general. Defense is
Healer.
fighting style.
I'm not
Healer's in
getting
there.
it. It is, yeah. There's healer as an origin feat. I think Geoff took that one. I can't find those ones, but I'm looking at Jeff's sheet, so they might not be coming up because of his class.
Well,
Yeah, because I have a complete lack of class.
Yeah. Look, if you want to take an extra fighting style for a feat, go ahead.
do I want to
fine.
though?
You know what?
What about mounted combatant?
You ride a lot of horses. I can't remember what I
Yeah.
took for this one.
I know you did though. Because I saw it there. It was something.
Was it the skill expert one? Because I don't think I should have taken that
I
one.
think so. You can tell by looking at that list. So if you bring up that feat list and you're on your sheet
Yeah.
and scroll through, if you see one that's like got a delete button instead of a select button, that's the one you've chosen from that. I'm already at your sheet, so I'm looking now. Yeah. So it was Keen Mind is the one you chose.
Keen mind. Is that one I'm supposed to have?
Yeah, see, you get an ability score increase and lore knowledge, so you get to choose Arcana history, and you either get proficiency or expertise. You become a quick study, so this is your bonus action study, and proficiency in investigation. So that's what you got from that.
I just noticed though that's a general feat though, so I should not have taken that one.
Probably not. All right, you know what? I'm feeling generous. You can take a general feat if you want. So
Yeah, I don't
that's
think
for
that
everybody.
one's too game breaking anyway. It's not really a
No.
combat thing.
Yeah.
I knew that.
Just go ahead and pick any bonus feat. That's fine.
Quick study.
What about expanded
isn't gonna break
rules?
anything.
Hey.
Expanded rules or standard rules?
I prefer to stick with 2024, but I don't mind you using older feats if you would prefer, if they don't exist in 2024, because we're fairly familiar with all of those. And really,
Should we
you're
just check with
probably
you, Mark?
yeah, I guess
Yeah.
what I was going to say is that you're probably actually only just going to disadvantage yourself if you choose an old feat that has a new version, because the new ones are generally better.
Okay, yeah.
Generally, it's not true. It's not true in all cases, but so I don't mind if you take an older feat. That's fine.
Okay. All right,
Yeah.
I'll have a look.
So long as you're only
Exciting.
getting the ability scores from one place between species and background, the other stuff we can play around with mix and matching.
Yeah, so I could take some feats here that actually do give me some more ability scores though.
Yes.
Like one of them was a skill, so that could
Yes.
put my charisma up. But is there a maximum charisma? Because I'm on 20. It doesn't go higher than
Yeah.
that, does it?
Without magic items, you'll be capped at 20.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and do I get my special gift?
Oh, when we
yeah.
start the game. Oh, you mean
Okay.
the thing you're starting off with?
Yeah.
We need to work those things out. So maybe perhaps
Okay.
because we're running out of time, but maybe when we wrap up, we can talk about those things. So I've got basically most other people's, but I need to talk to you and Sven, I think.
Yep.
Sevs, yours, I'm gonna make you the tie-dye shirt as an artifact.
Willis,
Yeah,
That's
and the other
cool.
guys have what they have.
do you wanna know what Flower Child's hit points score is?
Sure. Yeah, actually, yeah, because we did roll yours. So yeah, what did you get? What did you get
Mm.
before?
137.
Yeah.
That's
Beefy
almost
boy.
3 times as many as I have, almost.
Congratulations, you're our tank.
Yeah, and when he goes in rage, everything's half damage. So basically, it's
Which barbarian are you?
come on, like let's give a bit of fucking secrecy to the character
Yeah,
before
cool,
we.
I love it. I'm just like, I really hope it's not a bear totem.
Oh fuck no.
They don't exist anymore.
Oh,
Don't they?
No.
Oh, they've changed them. They've changed them to the Path of the Wild Heart now, so it's a bit weird.
Yeah.
Very,
fair
very
enough.
So in
Yeah,
Rage, you will have in theory, you will have a 274 hit points.
Right.
Wow.
You want to know what's cool though, bro? I'm getting up there with you.
That's
I
awesome.
got 97, and I got my
Nice.
Drake. It's at 55, man.
Fuck yeah. That's
Drake.
Nice.
So he's not bad.
Your Drake has got more hit points than
Hi.
you. Your Drake can walk in front
Sorry,
of me.
Sven.
Yeah, I'll put him in front of you at all times.
In fact, how big is your Drake? Can I ride it around?
It's big,
Yeah.
yeah.
Can
I can ride
it
him.
around?
Anything medium can.
I'm small.
Okay,
so.
so here's the thing I will say about that, Rob. Like, you're medium, right?
Yes.
Your creature, yeah, right, and your Drake is medium. So your rules for
yes.
mounting it are special, right? So you restrict it from being able to fly when you go on it because you're the same size creature, Qualek's only small, so if Qualek rides a medium-sized creature, it's not going to affect his ability to fly at all. So Qualek could theoretically ride your Drake, and the Drake could still fly.
Yeah, that's right.
That's pretty
Reading it now, yeah.
Right?
Going
It's
to be
also
dig?
like
flying
the live
around and
character could
casting
jump on the
spells.
Drake,
And
and it'd look hilarious.
I can picture it too, because he's going to like wrap his tail around it to hold on, like a rodeo. 'Cause he can hold shit with his tail. It's part of his character.
Love it.
Yeah,
Love it. All right, well that's everything I think we needed to go through. We have like 23 minutes by me before we have to cut off. So do we want to do a little? I mean, I don't feel like that's enough time to really get into role play. So you want to just hang out and talk a little bit shit for a
You
few
know what
minutes?
we should do? You know what I thought might be interesting, because we've gone across and introduced our characters. One thing that I thought might be fun is like maybe saying one or two things like mechanical about your character that you're excited to bring out, because we are playing level 10 characters, and you know, jumping into a campaign with level 10 characters is a whole different ball game. You know, normally you start at level 1 or level 2, you just got a couple of things that you can do, but with level 10 you've got some options, and there's some pretty exciting things that Quilek can do, and like I can't even imagine what kind of shit the rest of these characters can do. So do you want to do that?
I love it. Yeah, cool. What do we got? 20 minutes. There's 6 of you. You got like 2 or 3 minutes each. Let's go. Sven, start with you because it's your idea and you're excited to talk about Quilek. So
shit. Let me bring up his character sheet again because I wrote it down.
Anyone else is ready to go now? Jump on it.
All right, I got one. Okay, so what the barbarian can do as he goes into rage, he can move 15 foot and it doesn't take any movement off him. Okay, so he can move off the initial bat 15 foot. He's got 40 foot of movement, and then he has something called brutal strike. He can hit a person, it can move him 15 foot again, and he can also, without taking an attack of opportunity, move 15 foot towards that person. So all in all, he's got 15 foot, 40 foot, so that's 55 foot, plus his initial 15 foot that he can punch somebody, move in, and then he can move that person.
That's like 70 feet.
70 feet off the bat.
Yeah, love it. Love it.
That's cool. That is cool.
Very cool. Yep. All right, anyone else?
Let's go. See, not only am I a lean, mean healing machine, but I've got a friend. I've got a little pseudo dragon. I don't have a name for him yet. He was enslaved by bandits who set up an I do?
Yeah, he's got a name.
Let me keep reading this and maybe I'll see if I've got a name for him. I killed the bandits and freed the little dragon, and it's never left my side since I freed him. He has a strong moral compass, unlike me, and is not afraid to tell me when I'm going wrong. And I don't have the name down for him. Do you have the name, Mr. Hillman?
I'm just trying to find it. But yeah. It has a name.
Sorry, just to interrupt as well. Because he uses a great club, he has 2 attacks, and as a great club, he can hit them 10 foot further.
That's ridiculously good. Oh.
Yeah.
He's gonna be back.
Good for getting things away from other people, yeah.
And yeah, while we're still talking about Doc Hovel, he walks around with a glaive, but this glaive has the ability to shrink itself down to the size of a scalpel. So he's always equipped as a surgeon. He can do surgery on you people whenever you need by simply shrinking down his glaive and applying his skills.
Is it like via a button? Like, how does it, have you worked that out yet?
It's magical. It's his power weapon.
Does it?
It's a
Yeah,
matter
that's
of
cool.
will, pretty much. And it turns into my scalpel.
It's pretty
So I've
interesting.
always been a scalpel. And apart from that, I must confess, I have quite a toolkit. Like, I have a lot of cantrips right here. and a lot of leveled spells, but I can't cast more than 2 of them, so got to pick them well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the hard part about Warlock is just those spell slots.
Well,
Or
in
Paladin.
2024, the cantrips actually increase as your character levels up.
Mm.
So they're decent now.
I thought
They
that
don't
always
14
happened.
as well. Yeah.
Crazy decent.
Some did, some didn't. I think they've added a few
Well-
more with the 2024 rules just to make them
Yeah, right.
stay a little bit more relevant. Because generally speaking, you had your cantrips, but when you ran out of spell slots, you couldn't do anything anymore. So being a spellcaster can sometimes become a little bit more redundant, unless you're like resting all the time, which is something that I feel like they're trying to discourage people from doing, because it's not very fun. You're in a terrible dungeon and your wizard's like, oh, I cast 10 spells, I gotta have a nap. Speaking of wizards that need naps, Qualek, I just had another quick peruse of my character sheet. There's a couple of things I've really geared Qualek towards being like a Swiss Army knife. Like he can do a whole bunch of different things. Pardon the pun, but he's a bit of a skill monkey. So I've taken a couple of feats to bump up his abilities. He's got the skill expert, and he has the keen mind abilities, which give him extra proficiencies and extra expertise. So he's got plus 13 in investigation, a plus 13 in arcana, and all of the dexterity-based skills are also quite high. So he can do a lot of things, despite the fact that he's a wizard. What I think is really fun is as a Hadozi, he gets a couple little traits. He gets the Hadozi dodge that he can do 4 times a day, and basically it's going to reduce damage by 1d6 plus 4 whenever he gets hit with something. So even though he doesn't have that many hit points, this kind of acts as extra hit points, because he gets hit, he's going to take a little bit less. So I can use that every time I get hit as a reaction. So, I'm not going to be taking that many attacks of opportunity. So that's a good way to use a reaction. I've also got something called glide. So I can climb up to a high place, jump off, and as a reaction, I can glide horizontally a number of feet equal to my walking speed. And I take 0 damage from a fall if I'm gliding that way. So if I'm like 100 feet up, I can just like glide. I don't even know how far I can go. I can just go. Basically, he's got these little skin flaps that attach like from his like upper leg to like his arm, like one of those flying fox things. He just spreads his arms out and he can. Like,
Sugar glider.
Do you know actually how powerful that is?
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
Like, because in normal like D&D, without that effect or feather fall or something like that, the moment you are falling, you instantly fall 500 feet if there is that much room to fall.
Yeah.
So this prevents that for you. You just glide down casually, right?
Glide down. As long as I have my reaction, I can glide down. And I also have something called dexterous feet, which sounds completely useless. As a bonus action, you can use your feet to manipulate an object, open or close a door or container or whatever. I like to think of this as like when he was like in the rigging or something and he needed to cast a spell. He's like holding on with his hands. He would like hold his spell casting focus with his foot and like cast spells with his feet.
Yeah.
I think that's fun.
I like that.
And then obviously as a wizard, like his big things are his spells. And I've sort of picked spells that are just going to make, Mark's life a lot harder. Because he is a divination wizard. He has that, what's it called? Augury. So whenever I finish a long rest, I can roll 2d20. If Mark rolls a crit or whatever, I can just change it to something far worse. Or vice versa. If I roll a high one, if someone rolls low, I can change that out. And then I've got a whole bunch of spells like, let's have a look, just real quick. Augury.
Yep, let's be quick. We've got 14 minutes left.
Detect thoughts, scrying, teleportation circle, just all kinds of things to, I think, work with the criminal background and like to see, to hear, to get information, because that's like the main thing that he sort of trades in, I think. So.
Yeah, nice. Okay. All right. So we got some time left. We've got a few people to go through. Who wants to go next?
I'm alright, my brain's stopping.
Sweet.
I'm looking forward to telepathic speech. So I can choose any creature I can see within 30 feet, and we can communicate each other telepathically.
Nice.
So I might be using that in character to annoy some people not looking at you, Sven.
I was going to say, do they have to be willing?
No, it doesn't say willing. It just says you and the
Yes.
chosen creature can communicate with each other. We must only mentally share a language, and the connection lasts 10 minutes and ends early if you use this ability to form a connection with another creature. So I can just keep doing it. I can just be like, hey, over here. I'm looking forward to, in terms of spells, I'm looking forward to Sword Burst. I could see Maurice using that quite a lot. And I can summon a straight up little dragon.
Nice. Very nice. Very cool.
So
Little dragons and dragons here.
Yeah. By the way,
Well,
speaking of...
Sorry, yeah, go Mark.
I was going to say, speaking of the pseudo-dragon, Geoff, your pseudo-dragon is a bronze pseudo-dragon named Trax.
Trax.
Yeah, Trax. Yeah.
Nice.
Sorry, go on, Jam.
So I can do that, or aberrant spirits, which sound fun as well, because I've chosen the aberration. So mine's going to be a lot of mind stuff, and I'm usually a front row fighter. So I usually just like go in there and bash stuff. This one I'm going to be sitting back, and Maurice is very much about staying in the shadows. That's how he survived.
Cool.
So it's going to be a very different character for me. He's going to be slightly evil as well. Like, he's not going to be a good guy, but he's not terrible. So I'm interested to see where he goes. Yeah, you know what? He's not inherently evil. He's just someone who's very self-protective. And he was raised by snakes. Like, he didn't have much of a chance. Like, and then, you know, his lost love's been missing for like 50 years. Like, he just had a really, really hard time. And he wants to feel like
what
he
was
belongs.
her name?
Yeah. Pardon?
What was her? Yeah, the lover.
Yeah. His name was Pontius.
Pontius, his name. All right, cool.
Yes, and he hasn't seen him for 52 years, so we don't know whether Pontius is alive, dead, avoiding him. Yeah.
My idea for an item for you is based around being maybe a keepsake that Maurice was given by Pontius many, many years ago.
That could be fun. Maybe that's why he's looking for him. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe it started to do something, you know, react in such a way, and it's drawing you in that. You know, we'll figure something out before next week. I'll figure out what, you know, if you've got. Look, I'll figure out what I want it to do. And if you've got any extra lore you want to add to it, you can do that. Yep, sweet. Cool, no problem.
Thank you, Mark.
All good. Now we have 10 minutes to go, so we still have to hear from Rob, Kiran, and that's it, I believe, now. So let's go. Kiran, you're like close to one of the last times, and I keep picking on Rob first, so you can go now.
So I've made Auntie Lizzie into a College for Eloquence bard. Which has given me access to an insane number of spells from different classes. It's overwhelming, the choice and the options that I can pick. But what I'm leaning towards now, and I might fiddle with the spells a little bit between now and next week, if that's okay, Mark.
Absolutely.
Unless you'd like me to lock it in right now.
No, because especially bards are chosen spellcaster. You're not a prepared spellcaster, are you?
Prepared spells.
So you can change your spells every day anyway?
Yeah.
Then it doesn't matter. You can choose whatever spells you want every day.
Ranger can as well now.
Yeah. Hey, Ranger can as well now? Cool. All right. So the only ones of you that won't be able to do that are Jem and Geoff. You guys are not. You're stuck with the spells you choose. But, yep. So you can...
I've got an insane number of options. Right now, what I'm leaning towards are a lot of spells that are sort of memory related, and then a lot of healing spells because the party needs healing.
Very cool. Yeah.
So I've got Gift of the Gab is the one that I mentioned before. It deletes the last sort of 6 seconds of memory. I've got Vicious Mockery, which is just fun. And then I've got Modify Memory, which is a 5th level spell where I can change a memory from the last 24 hours.
This is really cool. I need to say 5 minutes at the end to touch back on this with game mechanics, so please continue, but yeah.
Yeah, for sure. There's one spell that I've just seen and I really want to add because I'm aware of Rob's character, and also because I feel like it'd be funny for my backstory. It's Infernal Calling, and it summons it summons a devil which is unfriendly towards me and my companions. And I'd like to say that this devil that I summon is my third husband.
Yes.
Oh wow.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
100%. Cool. We can do
so-
that.
Yeah. So Infernal Calling, it'll
Yeah.
summon. I'm gonna call him Harold. Let's call
Cool.
him Harold.
Yeah. If you can send me just a brief description of Harold in a DM, so I can write the NPC. I'll give me an idea of what
Yeah.
kind of devil he might be. You know, like what level of
Yeah.
devil, and
Let's
we'll
call him
figure all that.
we'll call him a bearded devil.
Nice. All right. Harold the
and,
bearded devil.
Harold the bearded devil, and yeah, so he's unfriendly to us, but he can like cause some mayhem, and
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't make friends with this group by summoning him too often.
No, probably not. Depending on who you're talking to. All right, lovely. In that case, Rob, if you want to give us a quick couple of things, and then I've got a quick something, and then we'll wrap.
Yep. Done. Easy. I'm going to do this super quick, guys. He's got heaps. Baltari's got lots. Passive Perception's 21. Passive Insight 17. Stealth is 13. Survival's 11. Perception's 11. And Insight's 7. And Animal Handling's 7 plus 7. Initiative plus 9. And Defense
Advantage, I
is
believe.
Initiative. No.
Yeah. No?
Nah, I just took alert. I don't have boots.
I thought
or anything
alert.
like
Yeah.
that.
I thought alert gives you advantage on initiative now.
Nah, it just gives you the plus,
Mm.
doesn't it?
Yeah, it's a bit
Mm.
different these days. Yeah.
Yep.
Defenses are resistant to lightning and psychic from
Yep.
Kalashtar and from his dragon, and critical hits can't land them on me with the adamantine armor.
Yep.
So AC 17, it's good, but with that added bit of some
Yeah.
crit is pretty good
So,
as well.
I love this. You guys have chosen so many items that I'm going to have to destroy. Just because I have to. Thank you.
I think key features for my character, I don't want to disclose the weapon that you gave me yet.
Yeah.
I'd like to do that RP wise, but it's freaking cool. And I think just the biggest thing is his Drake Companion. Man, armor class 18 with 55 hit points.
Yeah.
Pretty sick.
Yeah.
And he can infuse his bite and strikes as well with a d6 of lightning damage.
I believe you can also do that to attacks of yours and your friends with a reaction if they're close enough.
Yeah, and if I'm downed, it can still act with its own actions. It doesn't just take the dodge function. But if I don't use a bonus action, then I can't command it, so it has to take a dodge action. Okay?
Yeah, that's fine. And look, I would 100% say that if you go down, it's going to prioritize protecting you.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Awesome.
Can be summoned once per long rest, or I can burn a first level slot or above to summon it again. So it can be re-summoned.
Brought back. Yeah. Awesome. That's perfect. Cool. All right. Well, so yeah, just a couple of things. Now, I've been debating about whether to tell you about this now or when we get to sort of like a certain point in the game. But I think now is a good idea because I want something from you guys with it. So there is a mechanic in this game called the Power of Secrets. Throughout the game, you're going to learn particular secret things that you will then be able to have that on sort of like you'll track the secrets that you learn. And then without giving away too much, you'll be able to, in essence, release these secrets to the multiverse. In doing so, you forget the secret. Everyone in the party forgets. This is why I wanted to bring up, because it ties in with your modify memory type stuff, right? Is that you'll forget the secret and it will give you advantage on everything, the entire party, for a whole minute. And you will get these throughout the game. Now, the campaign doesn't sort of write this in, but I will tell you that there is going to be some way that this is going to interact with powering up Vecna in the last fight. So just be aware of that. All right, I'm not going to tell you how that works, though.
Yeah.
You can
Could
find
be good
that
or
out
bad.
through,
Could be anything. Yeah.
right? The other thing I want, and this is a modification, I stole it from a YouTube video, is that I want each of you to send me something that is a secret for your character that no one else knows, that you wouldn't want anyone to know. All right, and you can also, this is a secret you are going to start with, and you can also reveal this secret to give the entire party advantage, but it will not be forgotten like the others. This is you revealing your innermost secret to your companions, and that's giving you the boon of power, but it's, try and think of something that could possibly change the way they see you forever, you know, like a big deal. You know, if you could come up with something like that, would be really cool. Send those to me, and then that will be a thing. Now, with that, Sevs, you would perhaps be able to have something going on with your whole, you know what you've got
Already-
going on?
already got it.
Yep, sweet. And then, Kiran, your modify memory stuff could give you the possibility of like people revealing those secrets and then you removing those memories from people. Right? So you could play around with the secret mechanics like that. So anyway, that's all I want to tell you about those. But if you can send me a deep dark secret for your character, so we can use that in there. And then otherwise, I'm super freaking excited, guys.
Yeah.
Oh, one
It's
other
gonna be
thing.
good.
We're talking about mechanical things. Okay, so Vecna in this, I feel, I've looked at the stat block, could be more powerful. Like, it's not Vecna as Vecna should be. It's Vecna distracted by a ritual. So that is going to change. And I need you to know that Vecna is really, really old. And so he may or may not have access to spells from previous editions of Dungeons and Dragons.
Okay.
And with that, folks, I'm going to leave everything up to fate, and we will see you next week for session 1. Thank you very much.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Just
Thank
want
you
to
for
say a
being
huge
here.
shout out, tabletopaudio.com. If you've been enjoying that ambience that you're hearing in the background, make sure you check them out. That is tabletopaudio.com for all your
And thank you, Mark,
ambience
for all
needs.
your effort.
Yes, and go to markhillman.com for all your musical needs.
No, find me on Facebook. The website's incredibly outdated.
Okay, all right. Find him on Facebook and hire him for your kid's birthday party. I don't know. Again,
I don't
Sevs,
play the Wiggles.
your podcast, what were those for the people who want to find more of you?
Me? You can find Australis and Season Redacted on Spotify.
Anyone else have anything they want to plug before we finish up tonight?
Oh yeah, if anyone needs some 3D printed terrain, miniatures, or anything along those lines, head to gcodedcustoms.com and get in touch with me. We have 47 printers ready to go. So
Okay, you might be hearing from me, Geoff, and another friend of ours for our Mordheim table. Yeah.
Say that.
Alrighty,
Right,
fantastic.
awesome.
Make sure you
What's
like,
the
share,
stat
subscribe to
cut
the
off?
channel, leave a comment in
Yeah.
the John, do all that kind of shit, and we'll see you all again next week, Tuesday nights, 8:30 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time for episode 1 of
Yeah.
Vecna. Hooray! Good night, everybody. See yous.
Peace, guys. Thank you.